the chandeliers.
Hey, can you make sure your mic's on?
Okay, a little. Yeah.
It's on. Can you hear me?
And Cece Glitzer
Darren,
and Keishai.
Set.
There, as far as cutting out.
Oh, okay. Got it.
All right.
Sorry.
Oh. I lost my mic in my boob. That's what happened.
You lost your mic in your boob.
In my
Is that
boob.
what I just
Yeah.
Oh, in
Al,
your boob.
come grab it out.
Yes.
No? Oh,
That's the perfect silence, sir.
Here we go.
all right.
Four,
Boobies.
Let's do this.
2. Well, good evening, America, and welcome to It's Happening Out, the world's most popular live gay television show, and it's 8 p.m. on Wednesday, November 11, 2020, and you know what that means. We're getting ready to have a lot of fun. I'm your host and moderator, Al Ferguson. Let's welcome all of tonight's hosts for It's Happening Out. Of course, first up is the old man. No, he's not the old man, but first up, the original host of It's Happening Out, along with me, Power Infiniti. Welcome, Power.
Hey, y'all. How y'all doing out there? This is our celebration edition of It's Happening Out, as we are, of course, celebrating a Biden.
Yes, that's right. And next is my friend Chef Josie. Good evening, Josie.
Hey, good evening, everybody. What's going on? You ready? Because Chef Josie is back.
Wait, Jim's Oil Drilling. Really? Really? Okay, well, okay, really.
Yeah.
And guest host tonight, the podcaster, Faye. What? Welcome, Faye.
Welcome. When you said host, I heard hose, and I was like, yeah. Present.
Yeah, you're representing that box tonight for sure. And tonight's first hosting duty at It's Happening Out is Cece Glitzer. She is known as the German sensation, I can't wait to dive into this, as Miami's only German-born drag artist from the community, for the community, as well as soon to be the new hostess of Hotel Gathering's weekly Wednesday night trivia night. I'm really good at trivia, by the way, Cece. And her take on life is, quote, if the world is bitter, put on some glitzer. Welcome, Cece Glitzer.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
Child, I don't know if you know you're sparkling. There's a lot of sparkle going on here.
Always.
Okay, all right. And next up is Keishai Chad. He is a health promotion peer navigator and care resource. Excellent not-for-profit in South Florida, offering residents of Miami-Dade and Broward comprehensive health and support services with a focus on the LGBTQ community. He's also a board member at Unity Coalition, as well as both an entertainer and a performer here in South Florida. My goodness, how much resume do I have to get in for you tonight, Keisha? Welcome.
Thank you for having me back. I appreciate it. Roll the red carpet.
Oh, okay, great. All right. Well, let's jump right in, and we're going to start with Happening Now. This is breaking news that sometimes we do, and we're doing it today for a very special reason. And here we go in Happening Now. Today is Veterans Day. This is the 101st anniversary of Armistice Day. Welcome, class. Welcome. Created by President Woodrow Wilson to celebrate the war to end all wars. They called it World War I. In the 1920s, it became a federal holiday. At the end of World War II, it became Veterans Day. We looked at estimates of the U.S. military that were closeted in our American society and members of our armed forces. At standard acceptance of those percentages, that means nearly 60,000 LGBTQ people have given their lives to America through armed services since World War I. So today, we honor all of those that stood up for America, but we also make special note to our LGBTQ brothers, sisters, and non-binary family members that have also stood up for freedom. It was especially hard for you, as you could not be who you are. But that did not stop you from being who you are. Everyone at Happening Out Television Network, and especially It's Happening Out, thank you for your service. Any comments about Veterans Day, guys?
Thank you. On every
And
Veterans
girls?
Day, I always think about my
Non-binary?
friend Patricia back in Jersey that was born Pete. And, he went to Afghanistan and fought for this country. And when he decided that it was time to make his transition, he wasn't allowed to continue to fight for our freedom. So I'm always in thoughts thinking about her today and what she represents, and how no matter what, even though this country didn't want to allow her to be who she really was, she still wanted to fight for this country.
I also want to say thank you to our veterans and those in the military. And actually, I was going to say something about that, and to piggyback on what Faye said. I'm looking forward to the day that when we say Happy Veterans Day, that can include all our trans family who want to serve. That would be a Happy Veterans Day indeed.
Yeah.
And we got to give a shout out that tonight wouldn't be, we wouldn't be doing, we would be doing a disservice to our fellow host, Mo, who is also, who served part of his, his duty.
20 years.
Part of his 20 years in the closet,
Right.
and, until Obama passed
know.
that. And so, we got to remember, this new way of serving proudly and boldly and representing our community and our country, one and the same. We have to fight for that right again, and to be able to serve openly and boldly. And thank you to all my friends who have served this country. I go to bed sleeping soundly at night because of your service.
Well, let's jump right into the show, but let's piggyback on exactly what was just said. Mo Laredo, he's a law enforcement officer, frequent host here at It's Happening Out, and we thank him directly in our connection with his service in Iraq and in Afghanistan, and we thank you. So good evening again, America. You are watching the world's most popular live gay television show. So many of your stories we are going to tell next on It's Happening Out.
This week on It's Happening Out. Join us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. It all starts right now, live on It's Happening Out.
Well, we're live and unedited. This is an LGBTQ talk show, so anything can happen. Anything that happens, you're gonna see it. This is the world's most popular live gay television show. And if you're on YouTube watching us, make sure you subscribe and click the bell for updates. If you're on Facebook, like and share the video, or start a watch party. It's super easy. Here's how you do it. Watch this.
When viewing our live show in your app, please click share. After clicking share, your screen should change and you can then click watch party. On the next screen, you can write text to your viewing audience and then click start watch party. You've done it. Enjoy your party.
Well, we always start at the top of the show with the meme of the week, and this show is no exception. And this week, the meme of the week is actually multiple memes. It's called Memes to Distract You on How Awful the World Is. And it's circulating around on that thing that they call the Google machine, etc. And we're going to show you a little of that right now, of some of the memes that are really super popular this week. And this collection of memes that is running is because basically the times they are changing, I think was the there's my favorite.
I knew that was your favorite. Of course that's your favorite.
Well,
Very
he won't get
topical.
any
What do y'all
money
think
ever.
about the memes this week in terms of
Why didn't send me that last one?
Right? Right? I thought I knew that.
I got
guy.
that one right hot off the press.
Yeah, exactly. Kishai, what do you think about whoever that guy was that was sitting there trying to still work on the votes? Any thoughts?
Ooh, find another job.
Well, he has been you're fired for sure. Let's move out of our meme and play our game, our yes or no game. We invite you to play with us at home. Our yes or no game is called I'd Swallow That. And our hosts are getting ready to be asked 4 questions. If they agree, they take a shot. And this week, for me and many of us, we go home to Tennessee and some good Tennessee whiskey, and I'm going to have some fire whiskey tonight.
Whiskey makes you frisky.
That's exactly right. Stop flirting with me. Stop.
Ow, it's only
Just the
once
glass.
a year. It's a scene.
Makes you look smart.
Oh my, yes, exactly. All right. Well, and if they agree, they're going to take the shot. If they disagree, they don't touch the shot. Everybody ready? Cece, you're clear. Keisha,
She's
you
already
think
drank
so.
3 of them.
I'm always ready.
You weren't
already
supposed to
4.
drink the shot before I even asked.
Oh.
Cece, you're not
I am
late.
always ready.
All right, let's play I'd Swallow That. Question number 1. I'd swallow that. Election best week of the year versus COVID-19. Worst week of the year, but it's still the best week of the year.
Cheers.
By the way, mine's water, so I'll probably be having to go to the
Oh, let's,
bathroom real quick, but, you know.
let's start with
Touche.
Keisha because he is so confused right now.
Yeah, it's been quite the year. So, election week, lost sleep. But the week, was it the week COVID was announced that we're referring to?
We've had a million
Oh,
new
yes,
cases
we have.
in the first 10 days of November.
Well, there you have it,
Million.
folks.
10,
Okay.
in 10 million cases,
Worst
we reached
week
the
ever
milestone.
in COVID, but best week ever in terms of election results. So you basically what you've done by not taking the shot is COVID outweighed the election.
Oh,
He's
but
still
we know
confused
better.
now.
Let me do this.
She's still confused.
I know it's
He's going to
right
be
now
about 17 seconds in delay because he's in Afghanistan right now broadcasting, and he just heard
Right, hey,
the
Kabul.
question. Hey, Kabul.
He drank half the stock because he's like, hey, just in case.
Okay, all right. This is going to be a long show for me. Power, you took the shot? Best
I
week
sure
ever.
as hell did. Y'all know how I'm so anti-Trump. 4 years of getting put in Facebook jail, 4 years of scalping bitches, 4 years of reading the dog shit out of hoes. Ain't nothing that happened this week can take away my shine and joy. I wouldn't give a damn if the whole
Shine
world caught
and
Ebola
joy.
and everybody else. As far as I'm concerned, this is the best motherfucking week of the century, bitch.
Yeah. By the way, I've got YouTube on the phone with me right now. Give me just a minute because I need to talk to YouTube. Anybody else? Best week? Everybody else took the shot, so everyone thinks the election's it. Eh?
Yes, hell to the yeah. Best
Auntie
week
Kamala.
I mean, come on. You guys knew that for a week I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep, I didn't have a bowel movement. I was a hot
You
mess.
didn't have a bowel movement. Now that's the first time I've heard that in the course of the last week.
And listen, let's just add to it. You know, that was the first time I ever ran for public office.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I equally had 2 races that I had my eye on. Man, I had my eye glued to that television for most of the night, and that entire last 2 weeks was just absolutely insane. And when we think about COVID, I mean, at this point, we all know that Trump moved us into herd mentality. So it's like every man for himself. And until the next administration comes in and creates some real, a real plan of attack to eradicate this virus, well then, guys, that's what it is. So I'm focused on getting the new administration in.
Right.
Yes.
And Cece, any
I
thoughts?
think it's just like the first time in all the time since COVID started, like a whole nation was not paying attention to
yeah.
this whole epidemic and got anxious about what is going to happen next with this country, who is going to lead this country, and hopefully it's going to be the right person, and finally it is the right person to lead this country
that point,
into the right direction.
Taking a highlighter of what Donald Trump is and what he's been for the last 4 years, we have been 8 days since the election. We have had almost 1 million new infections since the election. How much have you heard from the President of the United States? Not a single word.
Has he been seen
Well,
in
not a
public?
He
single
never
word.
cared.
Not a single word on COVID.
COVID.
We've heard a lot from
Yeah.
him about bullshit about his, his
Exactly.
attempt to try to bamboozle this election, but we haven't heard a word from him about not only COVID, but about anything that has to do
Anything
with
else?
government.
That's right.
Yeah.
He does not care about us.
Exactly what I
right.
thought. What
Claire.
he's gonna do? He gonna cry like a little baby because he lost, and he doesn't do. I mean, he never did his job right.
I
So
love
why would
your
he finish
accent,
it right
by the
now?
way? Your German
Love
accent
it.
is
I
Love
love
it.
really sexy
Breathe.
I'm living
kind
for
of
CC.
demanding in the tone. I'm
Yes.
really
Tell
enjoying.
Al what to do.
We got that
Tell
leadership
me what
inside
to
of
do.
us.
My brain's open.
Let's keep on moving ahead in I'd Swallow That, and we're going to move to question number 2. Here's number 2. I'd swallow that. We are finally going to get an historic LGBTQ cabinet member.
Yes!
You're thinking
Cheers.
about it's going to happen this time. What do y'all think?
Rainbow
Everyone
power.
thinks we're going to.
I have a question.
I'm gonna be drunk after the game.
I have a question. Doesn't Kamala Harris already have that lady? I can't remember. Is as
Chief
a
of
chief of
staff.
staff, or was that
Chief of
just
staff
for
is,
the,
no, that would not
campaign?
count.
That was not- no.
Housing, Veterans Affairs, Attorney General. We're talking about the
Secretary of State.
Secretary of State.
Okay,
See,
okay.
wait, I'm going to go right to Josie. Wait, let's talk about Secretary of State. Who do you
Yeah.
think the Secretary of State is going to be, Josie?
Hey, listen, we definitely need someone who has an idea of what it is like and what is necessary to have relationships with other countries. And I personally think that Pete Buttigieg, you heard
who?
it here,
Say his name again.
Pete Buttigieg
Ooh.
is a prime candidate to help us heal relationships around the world and speak on behalf and represent our country.
Is that what everybody
Yeah.
is thinking? He's going to be a cabinet post?
I would
Or
love to see
Shangela.
him.
Hallelujah.
Angela?
Yes.
Give me Pete and
Really?
Shangela.
Come
Give
That'll
me
be a lot of
Pete and
fun.
Shangela.
Mayor
Would love
Pete
it.
or Shangela?
That's
Both.
it. Those are your
Okay.
choices.
All right, very good. All right, I'll go with either one of those. I drank. Either one of those would be okay with me. Let's continue. Question number 3. I'd swallow that. LGBTQ America is heading to another pandemic lockdown. Ooh,
Can I drink half?
Nope.
that's cheating.
All or nothing.
Ooh, really? Even so, it's a begrudging. Oh gosh, I think the majority of us think that we're heading in that direction.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't drink because I'm going to just hope that my LGBTQ community will listen to Fauci, wear the mask, wash their hands, wash their ass, and, and not let this continue to spread. So I'm not drinking the shot.
Okay.
Well, I hope you're
didn't
right.
drink, I didn't drink either. I didn't drink either because even if it's mandated, we already know some of these sissies ain't going they not going cater or listen to any pandemic lockdown. They have not all this time. They have not given a damn. They have not given a fuck. They cannot be bothered. So no pandemic lockdown is going to let some of these queens change their way. Yes, YouTube, I said it.
I'm sorry. I'll call you back. Cece, you're directly affected if we have another lockdown.
Oh,
Your
yes,
gigs
yes.
are directly affected.
I'm 100% sure there will come another lockdown, not just for the LGBTQ community, for whole America. I see it right now happening over in Europe, in Germany, with my parents. They're under another lockdown. It's the second lockdown.
Yeah.
The numbers have been risen, and they have like a couple of changes again, like bars had to close, restaurants had to close again. There are just a certain amount of people allowed in the grocery stores or in the retail stores. Masks are mandatory. They have to mask all the time when they're outside. So I really don't hope, but we still have this man as a leader who isn't really a man.
Yeah.
And
The expectation on the new administration, they don't even take office until January 20th. So there has to be some realism of what's going to happen over the next 2 months. Over the next 2 months, there's going to be millions of people infected with COVID, and a very significant number of people die.
Before we move on, I just want to clarify. I'm not saying that we are not headed for another lockdown. What I'm saying is that our community will not comply, because we've already seen when we were in the lockdown, we already saw a lot of these coronavirus parties from New York, our island, all over the place.
Right.
They don't care. So yes, we might be headed for another lockdown, but our community, they don't give a damn, and that's a shame.
Because unfortunately, until it happens to them, it doesn't bother them.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't
All right,
affect them, right?
let's continue on. Our final question, and by far and away the most important tonight. By far and away the most important. I'd swallow that question. Question number 4. I'd swallow that. RuPaul as a chia pet. I'm not kidding. Is a sign of revelations and the apocalypse is coming.
No.
Are you watching me, Power?
You took the shot now.
Ooh!
What the heck?
We crossed a line that we just can't come back from, in my opinion. Anybody else?
Can I
They-
just take
they
the
think
shot
it's-
because I like the shot?
Yeah.
We're gonna party on with it.
You're
right.
Wait,
Cheers.
Cece,
Woo,
you're German.
yes.
You can do anything you want.
Listen,
Ooh.
Is anyone else just entranced with Cece's accent?
Yeah,
No, but you can say
me.
anything, it doesn't matter.
All right. What did y'all think? Do we have a picture of the chia pet?
I
Or no?
Googled it.
please,
yeah,
let's see this.
because I was like,
Oh,
this is-
here we
see
are.
this.
There we
Oh.
go.
That up.
I was not kidding.
Oh, you
I
know-
was not kidding.
You know, first off, I have to do a little clarification here. When you said that RuPaul had a chia pet, I thought that that was like a new thing he was doing during COVID, and like wanted to get into planting. You know what I mean? And that's really easy. You just put the, okay, but no, she has a chia.
What's
She
the
has a
lesbian?
chia pet.
What's the lesbian phrase for down there? Chocho or
Vajayjay.
vajayjay?
Vajayjay, the
Yeah.
box, the
Well, I wasn't
girl.
talking about RuPaul's vajayjay. The
chia pet.
No.
Wow.
I think
Power.
everyone needs.
Wait, we've got to pull Power into this conversation
Oh my
because
God.
Power is
nobody
like,
loves
nope.
a chia pet more than Power Infiniti, and nobody loves talking about RuPaul more than Power Infiniti. Go.
Well, that would be true if I can get some of this kickback money that you guys must be getting from the RuPaul show every
real.
motherfucking week that we talk about RuPaul, girl. Who gives a damn? Oh my God.
Wait,
love you,
wait, I
RuPaul.
have another
Don't
phone
listen to
call I've
Power.
got to
Love
take.
you too, Ru.
Y'all keep
Don't
talking
listen to
among
Power.
yourselves. I
Love you
keep
too, Ru.
telling you,
It's
you
no
won't
shade to
stop
RuPaul, but
saying
we are
it.
RuPaul'd out on this show,
sorry.
girl.
They're like, give him an extra cut.
Send Power a chia pet, please.
of
Send me some of
RuPaul.
that for the RuPaul money. Then I'll talk about her all show, every show.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. That's I'd Swallow That this week. Next, we're going to catch up with news from Hollywood and the world of entertainment with a segment that we call Celebrity Hot Topics. More
That
and
what we
more. More and more, you know, we're doing a live show. I'm not sure if you know we're doing a live show.
Power's
But
talking to the cat.
To the pussycat.
did you hear that? Power's talking to his cat.
She's right.
I'm telling you, COVID, man, this pandemic is changing the world out.
I told y'all, America, this is live. Anything is going to happen. Power's going to go insane right before your very eyes. All right.
another word-
In
if
terms of
pussycat
our
another
celebrity
word
hot
for you?
topics, an interesting thing is happening. More and more straight actors are expressing fear in representing gay in television and film projects. But how come? Is this just a cancel culture run amok? So our celebrity hot topic is specifically acting. Why must you be gay to play gay? Many actors are talking about this. They've gone very public about it, of their fear being straight. What do y'all think about if you're not gay, you can't be gay in television and film?
So we're not talking about the fact that they're not giving a gay actor that job. We're saying that a straight person is trying to play a gay role, but they want to play it they want to give it the best service possible. They don't want to misrepresent the LGBTQ community. That's what I think.
Well, I mean, I agree with you. I don't know if I'm coming from the same angle, but I believe that, hey, listen, if straight people don't want to play gay roles, good for us, right? And that's really what it comes down to. I mean, fine, then don't. And you know, I mean, each actor has their own experience of acting, and they're going to have to make their own choices for their career, just like our campaign here in Wilton Manors. Everyone had to make their own choices for their campaigns.
You know, I think to refine the focus of the topic that's going on in America in our conversation, it's like when we just showed you a segment of it from Brokeback Mountain. Both of those actors were straight, and nobody thought 1 second about their portrayals in Brokeback Mountain. Today, we've had a dozen, in the last 3 months, a dozen major actors say, I have to really think carefully about taking a role representing gay because in terms of political correctness, and I don't want to deny an LGBT person to represent that role. So therefore, I'm uncomfortable doing it.
Can I jump in? You know, I've been very consistent with this. I'm going to say this again for the millionth time. You know, I say what I say and I stand by it. My problem is not that a straight actor is playing a gay role. My only issue is that somebody else that is just as, if not more talented to play that role that happens to be LGBTQ plus is overlooked for that straight actor. That being said, I do believe that it should be the best person for the job. So if 2 actors come in to read for the role, one happens to be gay, one happens to be straight, but the straight one turns it, give it to the straight person. You're not just going to, for the sake of art, you're not just going to sacrifice the integrity of your art as a screenwriter, as a director, or what have you, just for political correctness. That then is not art. And if you showed some beautiful clips of some really legendary, iconic movies that were played wonderfully. Here's Brokeback Mountain. But I would remind everybody, Tom Hanks played the shit out of his character in Philadelphia.
Yes.
Very, very moving, very powerful, and he's straight. So I'm not here to bash straight actors for taking gay roles. Just make sure that it's the best actor for the role, don't overlook or push to the side our community.
With what you've just said, why is this an example of cancel culture that we are just Go ahead, Keisha.
I don't believe so. Cancel culture would be when someone does something that's deemed very inappropriate and they're getting held accountable for it, or it's being brought to light. I think that when you are talking about specific minorities, for instance, in Hollywood, they don't have the representation. When you think about openly out queer actors, who comes to mind? I mean, they're outnumbered at least, there's probably 10 straight actors to every 1 queer actor. And I think when we're talking about specific experiences, I do believe that LGBT actors should be pushed to the front. They should be highlighted, especially if it is a story relating to a trans experience. It should not be a cisgender person playing them.
Now, how long ago was Brokeback Mountain? It was a while ago.
16 years ago.
Did you say 60 years ago?
16.
Oh, and okay. The reality, guys, that if there was 2 queer actors playing those roles, it wouldn't have been as successful as it was.
Yes.
And it did put a gay storyline on the big screen.
Yeah, and I think that's Power's point in terms of Tom Hanks in Philadelphia. He wins the Academy Award, but he brings AIDS to an awareness level completely beyond what perhaps the LGBTQ community or the actor could have done. You know. Any final thoughts about this this phenomenon that we're watching?
I totally agree with Power Infiniti. It shouldn't matter who you are or who you love to get the job, because at the end of the day, it's a job, right? An actor is just doing her job. If a straight actor is getting a gay or whatever role to play, and he or she is doing the research from where it comes from and getting the inspiration from our community and does an amazing job, why not?
Before we move out of this topic, move into something else that we're going to discuss, I want to draw attention to something historic that happened this week. We reported it in Queer News Tonight. Star Trek Discovery on Friday broadcast, the first time ever in broadcast television history, a non-binary character with a love interest of someone who was trans. And both the non-binary character was played by a non-binary person, and the trans person was played, the trans character was played by a trans person. First time ever in history that happened. Star Trek Discovery, and we draw attention to that note.
Kudos.
As we move on, we want to thank some of our sponsors. And first, we'd like to thank our sponsors of It's Happening Out. First, of course, been with us for a long time, the Best Western here at I-95. They're the closest hotel location to the famous Wilton Drive. When you're ready to come back to South Florida, they're ready for you. Our host and guests stay at the Best Western. Also at Happening Out Television Network, we're proud to be broadcasting on our permanent set in partnership with the Sunshine Cathedral. This is the world's largest queer church. It's here in Fort Lauderdale, and we always joke this is the gayest place on planet Earth. Our support of their Sunday celebration is the largest LGBTQ religious broadcast in the world. As many as 33,000 viewers watch every Sunday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, and it is completely live, and we encourage you to tune in. Sunshine Cathedral is my queer church. What?
Childress with Island City Stage, and Sunshine Cathedral is my queer church.
Finally, we'd also like to thank our set, courtesy of Concepto Modern Living here in Fort Lauderdale. Next up, let's talk about the best thing of the week. So, the best thing of the week. It's been an internal question of all of mankind throughout all of history. Who is he, she, or non-binary? Who is that person? So let's consider the best thing of the week. And we call this video piece we're getting ready to show you, Hey Power Infiniti, what is God's name? Watch this.
Howard be their name?
Howard be thy name?
Howard be their name?
So cute.
And it's a longer video. You hear.
Sarah.
Huh?
What is God's name?
Howard.
Who?
Howard.
Howard? How do you know his name is Howard?
Because?
Because what?
Our Father, everyone in heaven, Howard be their name. Howard be their name.
Howard be thy name?
Howard be their name.
Can we start by
Is
saying
that
I thought
awesome
I
or
thought she said power. I was like, oh, power. Okay, yeah.
Power. What'd you think, Power?
I think that is the cutest thing ever. I think that is the cutest thing.
Yeah, it is. And first, was that girl's makeup absolutely unbelievable? It's like that girl is going to be a supermodel or the greatest drag queen on the planet.
Yeah.
Drag
Or
queen.
both.
Or
Agreed.
both, exactly. All right, so Howard B. That's it. Okay, let's move on to a segment that we call What's on Your Mind. Each week, I ask the host to tell us in just 30 seconds. I'm going to ring a bell. What is important to them this week? But remember, you can only do it in just 30 seconds. So I'm going to raise that hand. So tell us what's important to you this week. And let's start in our digital host, Power Infiniti. What is on your mind this week?
Well, it's funny that we had that little clip for the best thing of the week, because actually what is on my mind is the fact that I would like to publicly thank my Lord and Savior for this Biden win. I do believe in a Heavenly Father that does answer prayers, and I really, really, really believe that he heard our prayers, not just mine, but all of ours, and nations, and he delivered. I also would like to say that it is very true what they say. Success is the best revenge. I'm sitting here watching Trump cry and scream and drag his knuckles and just have an awful time, and I'm loving it.
Yes, absolutely. And here to our studio set in Fort Lauderdale, Cece Glitzer, what's on your mind this week?
Oh my gosh, so much on my mind. Of course, the election, of course, Biden. Everyone is happy that Trump lost. But actually, today in Germany, 11/11, November 11th, is the time when the 5th season of the year starts. We call it like that, and it's Carnival. Y'all don't know it. It's not an American thing. It's compared to, I would say, a little bit like Halloween. Everyone is dressing up. Everyone is getting crazy. Everyone is getting drunk, slutty, whatever. But that was my first time when I dressed up in drag. So this week, I think a lot about my family, my friends, and my fans from Germany.
It sounds really fun.
Happy anniversary.
Exactly.
Thank you.
It sounds a lot of fun. Drunk and slutty, two perfect adjectives. that go
Sign me up.
A lot of babies been made today.
Exactly. And Keisha, tell us what's on your mind.
Well, as most of you may know, I do work at Care Resource. We've been very busy this year. We have not closed. And some new things we've actually been doing at the office are telehealth appointments, as well as providing at-home HIV testing. If you're interested, you can go to careresource.org/home testing and request a at-home HIV kit that will be delivered to your house. We know people are still having sex, lots of it, so get tested.
Excellent. And Chef Josie, what's on your mind this week?
On my mind this week is today I celebrate my 3rd year anniversary, 3 years of being married to my beautiful wife, Marcy Miller. We've been together for 6 years. It feels like a lifetime, but the reality of it is she is truly the best gift and the best decision I've ever made in my life. And I celebrate you, my love, and I am just so excited to share that with all our viewers, share that with the world, and I can't wait for what's to come in the years ahead. I love you, baby.
Absolutely.
Love wins.
And what's on your mind, Faye? What?
Say what? Well, what a great week it's been, but I'm all about Kamala Harris right now. Like, I am clutching my pearls about her. I'm just like so excited to be a woman. I mean, when she said I'm the first woman in as a vice president, but I won't be the last, I was like, so at that moment, she just represented black, white, trans women. I mean, she just represented us all. I am all about that woman. Oh my God. She's got this Jennifer Beals kind of look to her.
Yeah.
I got a crush, man. I just do.
Yeah, that's
So does
wonderful.
my wife.
Auntie
Who runs the world?
Auntie Kamala.
And it's interesting, catapulting out of that observation, we're going to move into tonight's hot topic that we want to discuss. And we're going to ask in our hot topic the historic date of January 2021, as 46 will be the first president in history to fully support LGBTQ rights. Watch this.
Pride is particularly poignant this year. Even as the LGBTQ plus rights continue to be attacked, the Supreme Court has affirmed protections for the LGBTQ plus people against employment discrimination. Even as the lives of trans individuals, especially black trans women, are under threat, we're reminded that Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera helped bring life to the movement.
And after last week's ruling, Americans can no longer be fired from their job because of who they are or whom they love. Yes, Pride is indeed different this year. Yet whether we are celebrating from a distance or marching in the streets against injustice, this month reminds us that progress is not waited for, but won. After all, Pride is a protest.
We've made tremendous progress for the LGBTQ equality and all the people who share in that over these last several years. Those hard-fought successes belong to you, though. But the fight is far from over, and the path ahead is going to be anything but easy. These fights require leadership. Wherever injustice exists, leaders across the world must respond with action. And I assure you, America once again will be the beacon of hope for the LGBTQ people here at home and throughout the world. So thanks again for having us, and happy Pride.
That video is breathtaking. When 46 takes office on January 20th, it will be unlike anything the LGBTQ community has ever seen in our lifetimes or American history. The litany of promises to the LGBTQ community that President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris will be fighting for has become unparalleled. So we ask, and it's happening out sometimes, just sometimes, you take just a moment to raise your head and look around and see where you are. When we do that on January 20, we will wonder, for the first time in the 52 years since Stonewall, will the LGBTQ community finally reach equality? Are we on the verge of getting everything we always wanted? What do y'all think?
I was so moved by the video. Like, I'm just so touched. I mean, the Equality Act, wow, these are like what we've been dreaming about forever and ever and ever. And it could happen. Like, it could totally happen. And, you know, who was that turd? Trump's daughter that said at some rally that Trump loved the LGBTQ community and has done so much for us? Mierda. If you don't know what mierda means, ask me. All right?
I would like to speak, but I would like Kishai to speak because he looks like he's very emotional.
Thank you. It's just that I love my community so much. And, you know, I just think of all of the countries around the world where it's illegal to be queer. And it's crazy because there's so much turmoil that happens in America. But I always think that, like, when my parents came here and, you know, wanted to start a new life, that it set me up to be in a place that is safer. There's so many places around the world where people are not safe, and it is so important to have leadership that affirms and acknowledges everybody, especially people who have historically not had fair treatment. It means so much to me.
I think it's so important to note as well, you know, as a community, most of us thought for the past 4 years, we were all headed back into the closet. And, you know, we stayed focused, we stayed committed to helping Biden be elected. And as a community, as an LGBTQ community, we created allyship with the Biden campaign. And, you know, we have to really give some acknowledgement to all the different organizations around the country, LGBTQ plus organizations leading the charge. And, you know, listen, hats off to our community, guys. We stayed in the fight. We never lost focus from that goal. And because we all stayed focused, because we all stayed committed, you know, our voices were heard. And it looks like we don't have to worry about going back into the closet.
Well, I would like to make one little clarification. Al said this is the first administration that is totally pro-LGBT. That's almost true. Obama's was, but Obama didn't actually start off that way. He actually grew into his support, and I have to say it was thanks to Biden that really pushed him into evolving when it came to gay marriage and when it came to his support of the LGBT community. So Al is right when you think of this is going to be the first administration that gives us their full support from beginning to end. I would also like to say that I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but one thing that these last 4 years of Trump has taught me is that I, like a lot of people, was caught in a false sense of security when it came to our rights. After Obama, I thought, well, we have arrived and we have nowhere else to go but up, and can't nothing slow us down. And then came Trump and the stark reality that, you know what, our rights can be taken away from us. So I will never take for granted again the rights that we have, or the fact that we can always have those rights. It's clear to me now that we have to continue to fight for the dreams, for the rights, for the equalities, for the liberties that we are owed as human beings. That's not something that we should take for granted. I will never take it for granted anymore. We have to continue to fight, because I always say on this show, we have come a long way, but we still have miles to go before we sleep.
You know, I want to jump in and say tonight, Queer News Tonight, we did 10 minutes on the significance of the January 20 inauguration of Trump. And we explained in much greater detail the difference between Obama and Biden. And Power gets it, in my opinion, completely correct. We talked about the term that was assigned to Biden of evolution and evolutionary. He came to it, which was great, and became the most pro-LGBTQ president in history until January 20.
Yes.
And just one other point to this. President Trump has confused the LGBTQ community and all of America by repeating over and over again he's the most pro-LGBTQ president in history. That is a lie. It is a lie. And the contrast of the lie is to hear what President-elect Biden has said he wants to do, and how he's going to stand up for us, and what he is going to change. For him to have a election speech of discussing with the vice president him winning the election and the Electoral College, and mentioning all of the groups that supported him and who he was standing up for, to include gay, which President Obama did in 2008, but then add trans, is a clear signal that what's going to happen on January 20th is unlike anything that's ever happened for our community before. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
I think we are a big step further with this election, and it's not just for America, it's for the whole world.
Yes.
And I know I'm not resting until I know that the whole world, that our community is accepted all over the world. And with Biden winning this election, it brings the whole world, not just America, one step closer to that goal that our community has or should have, to have total equality just like anybody else.
And I was going to say to those 28% LGBTQ voters that voted for Trump, we voted for Biden for you and for your rights.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So you're
Any
welcome.
final thoughts?
So you're welcome.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Power. Thank you.
Yeah, taking a victory lap, by the way, there's nothing wrong with taking a victory lap.
No.
If you're an Olympian and you've trained your whole life and you win that gold medal, the first thing that you want to do is get the flag and run all the way around the stadium. There's nothing wrong with that. At least once. And then you go back to training for the next Olympics, which is what I'm hearing. We will be vigilant. That's what Power's point is. Completely clear. All right, so let's move into our segment that we call Saved by the Bell. Yeah. Now, I've got a bell here with me. I love it because I can just it shuts Power down. It's the only thing on the planet that does, because he's no, not true. I'm going to tell you some headlines that are in the news this week. They're either gay headlines, or we're going to talk about them with a gay slant, our gay eye on it. But the unique twist of this is we're going to talk about this news story, but in only 1 minute. And at the end of the 1 minute, I'm going to ring the bell, and whoever is speaking, they're going to stop. It'll be always interesting to watch if somebody monopolizes all 1 minute of the time. I'm always fascinated by that. All right, everybody know what we're going to do in terms of Saved by the Bell. All right, headline number 1 this week in Saved by the Bell. Playboy Mexico puts its first transgender person on the cover. What do y'all think?
Viva Mexico!
Get it!
He's She's beautiful. About time.
Oh my gosh. I'm like, with this story, I'm so like happy. It's like so crazy. Y'all have to listen. This is a straight magazine. Like, there will be thousands or millions of thousands, whatever guys buying this magazine, seeing or probably jerking off to a drag, powerful woman. And the photo is just so, she looks stunning. Like, it's so sensual, so beautiful.
Yep.
Ugh.
And the straight men are already jerking off to trans women on Pornhub, but now it's Playboy that is helping them out. So you're welcome.
You're welcome. All right. Anything else? We ended early. All right. Headline topic number 2 in Saved by the Bell. It comes right close to home. We have a Fort Lauderdale gay mayor that was reelected.
Yeah.
The campaign manager is his life partner and anchor at Q News Tonight, Aaron Darr. Dean Trentellis, the out mayor of Fort Lauderdale, has revealed the intimidation that took place and the slurs from Trump supporters here in the bluest county in Florida about him and his partner, Queer News Tonight's anchor, Aaron Darr. Homophobic attacks to them, and there's video of it that we have reported in the show. What do y'all think about Broward County? This is not Montgomery, Alabama. This is Fort Lauderdale, Florida. What do y'all think?
Everywhere there is homophobia. I believe there's at least 33% of registered voters in Broward are Republican. So while they might be a minority, they are a loud minority. Homophobia is everywhere, but those of us who are targets of those attacks, we are not afraid. So keep trying us. We will push back. Go for it.
I just love that we have video of this, because every time you have one of these Trump pansies that come on this show, like Brandon or whoever else that you bring on this show, and they want to act like it's peace in the valley and kumbaya and this, that, and the other thing. You just look at this and this is what Trump stands for. Trump stands for bigotry. He stands for homophobia. This is what Trump is all about. So they can take that bullshit somewhere else. I wish they would have run up on me like that, child.
I hear they closed the Kool-Aid stand, so this should be dissolving soon.
All right, headline in Saved by the Bell number 3. Tom of Finland's 2021 calendar has been released, and it's called, and it's stunning looking. We're showing you pictures here. The Year of Leathermen, Cowboys, and Studs.
Hello.
What do y'all think?
Bring it on.
Hey, leather. We love leather.
Well,
Ride him, cowboy.
YouTube, I got her to stop.
I think for the younger generation, it's wonderful, because for those of us that are, even though we look young, we're a little bit older, we know Tom of Finland quite well. And I think for the younger generation, this is a reintroduction of the iconic Tom of Finland brand, and what a wonderful way to really present it.
Yes.
Okay, you can ring the bell.
Anything?
But keep showing the pictures.
Anything that has to do with kink, I am all about it, as long as it's safe, pleasurable, fun, and legal.
Josie, anything you...
I like I said, yippee-ki-yay and hi, Daddy.
Yeah. No, I've got 12 seconds, and I'll just say, I'm not a big leather fan. I've not been a member of the community. Josie has taken me. David Hopkins has taken me. I have multiple friends that have introduced me into the leather community since I've been down here in South Florida. But I have to tell you, this calendar is hot as fuck. Just period, the end. It is absolutely hot. Right. All right, let's move into Saved by the Bell topic number 4 this week. And this is a strange one. Andrew Christian advertises a slave harness using a model of color.
Fierce.
Well, it
Yes,
looks good.
my ass. Oh no,
like it,
ma'am.
Josie?
No.
It says
No.
slave on it.
Okay, so here's the problem with this, is that I keep pushing for more people of color, more black people to be used in our
advertising.
ads and our brands. And here's an example of them doing exactly that, but then they go and put him in a harness that says slave. I mean, did anybody not really think this through?
No.
But we're talking about
Sugar,
this, probably why.
that's exactly what sells.
Yeah.
Sex, drugs, and controversy, okay? And that's what's happening right here. Andrew Christian knows exactly what he's doing. You think this was by mistake? That was intentional.
Yes, it was by mistake because the person pointed it out. Some people pointed it out, and Andrew Christian put out an apology.
I don't believe that story. I don't believe that
No, but
story.
today is the day
I can
of
believe
making
that.
mistakes and then putting out an apology on the Notepad app. Like, that's what everyone's doing when a controversy occurs. But
Yeah, like-
controversies are avoidable. This was tactless, poor taste.
It was
Shouldn't do
tacky.
it.
Can you
They was not well
He looks
thought out.
hot, though. I mean, come on.
Oh,
He's
it
fine.
does, girl.
He's
I'm
fine.
like,
I
tripping. I'm like,
Calm
He
down.
could look just as fine.
It makes
He
me
could
want to
look
go buy a slave outfit, okay? I don't know about you.
oh, I want to see you in that outfit.
He could have looked just as hard
don't,
with
girl.
the same master instead of slave. We've been slaves for too damn long. He didn't need that.
Wouldn't you love to know what this model was thinking when he
Yes.
put it on?
I think you can see it in his face.
I
That's
know.
I'm getting
right.
paid. I'm
Yeah.
getting paid. That's
Yes,
right.
Exactly.
yes.
All right.
I think you can see
Our
exactly
final,
what he's
Saved by the Bell tonight is having to do.
Got another one?
Yeah, we're going to get to talk a little more about RuPaul.
No.
Really?
Really?
Our final
Gotcha.
Saved by the Bell is RuPaul has, now we're talking about the business aspect of this, the limited edition Chia Pet in drag. What did y'all, what,
I mean, the bitch is smart.
I'm going to go get me the collector items.
She
What
comes
are you
out
talking
like,
about?
I didn't even think about these things anymore. I didn't know they were still existing.
Everyone's getting one.
Chia, you know, you remember the
Like,
commercials
for
from
real?
back in the day, but
Chia.
yes.
Hilarious.
But Ru is all about the coin.
I
Ru is
really
all
would
about
like
the coin.
to know how many people are going to buy this.
Millions.
Yeah.
million.
Probably.
I'm in
I mean,
a
I'm
RuPaul,
ordering mine
I'm
tonight.
in a
I'm
RuPaul
serious.
Facebook group that has like 390,000, and I bet 100,000 of them will buy this.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, it'll probably be on a part of a challenge on the next season of Drag Race. Guarantee.
Possible.
And then the winner will get their own Chia.
Now I love RuPaul, but my
Ooh,
goodness,
child.
this
Oh, we know.
Holland, and Holland, RuPaul's Drag Race, Ru doesn't even appear in the show.
That's why I'm watching.
It's like, wait, I'm gonna phone it in now. That's what we're doing here.
Para
But
wants to know when we're
wait,
gonna
my
do this.
time, right? Our minute is up.
He's like, where's the bell? Where's the bell?
The bell's ringing, but in moderator host prerogative, I'm going to give an additional 30 seconds extension
You're kidding.
for Power Infinity.
Oh, okay.
Well, then we're going to spend them 30 seconds in silence.
Oh, honey.
Oh my God.
Honey, silence says a lot.
He's serious.
Drink that tea.
Where are the shots?
Exactly. I was about to say, can I get another shot?
At least show us your cat.
Hydrate, baby. What's going on? Yeah.
How many seconds are
Come
you
on,
at?
Elle,
Are you
with the
serious
face.
right
Come on, with
That
the
was
face.
30. All right,
Oh.
there we go. That is Saved by the Bell this week. And you, sir, are a bitch. All right, let's move on. Let's play another game. Let's play Shag, Marry. Yes! And this is a game that asks our host who they would do and why they would do it, and most importantly of all, what they would do with them and what they want to do with 3 different people. So let's play. Tonight's subjects are a bit of the past. We open the past door because tonight's subjects are the sexiest professional fake wrestlers of all time. And here are our three. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Okay.
Or John Cena.
Yes, God.
Or Hulk Hogan.
What's up? Oof. Ooh, yes.
Now, one of these has gone on to be the number in 2019 and 2020, the #1 movie star in box office, the highest paid in the world.
The Rock.
The Rock. John Cena ain't so bad either.
He's not.
And the Hulk is not so bad either. He's right from my neighborhood on the West Coast, Central West Coast. All right. Cece Glitzer. Let's fold in the German perspective here. Now, y'all had this strange obsession with David Hasselhoff, which I never, Keisha is going, oh my God. I never quite understood the German obsession to Hasselhoff, so I'm really fascinated. What are you going to say? First off, who do you want to shag here? In German? First, is shag the right word?
No, we would say it differently, but I know what Shag is about, honey. First of all, I have to say I don't know the obsession about David Hasselhoff. That's like the people, like for real. But anyway,
for real. All right.
Okay, well.
Okay.
I have to say, you say the bigger the muscles, the smaller the penis, right?
Ooh.
Who said that?
Ooh. Ooh.
I experienced it a couple of times.
All right.
So, but I would say, I think I would do it like this. I would shag the three of them. I would marry the three of them.
No, you can't
and I
do
would
that.
chop the three of them to get the money.
Our rules are very specific. And I can't even let you open that door because Power Infiniti will kick it open and then just run from there. So you got to pick one. Who are you shagging?
Wow. Do they have nudes?
John Cena and Trainwreck, yeah.
Let's do this again. I would shag Dwayne.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, you're shagging. He's a big boy too. I think he's like 6'3".
No, wait.
6'4".
He's the richest.
He's by far the richest.
Okay, so let's do this. I'm gonna shag John
Cena.
I'm gonna marry Dwayne.
Okay.
Because he has the most coins.
Yeah.
All right.
And obviously, because
Hulk
he's
Hogan.
old.
Well, but remember, we have disbelief. We allow movie magic. So at his peak, whenever his peak was, Hulk Hogan.
I'll give him the chop.
Okay, all right, very good. Right. And Kishai, who are you going to shag?
I'm not sure if you all heard me earlier, but I watched the movie Trainwreck with Amy Schumer. Mm-hmm. John Cena is butt booty naked in that movie, so I will be shagging him because that butt never quits.
In that movie, yeah.
Yes.
And you know the most beautiful thing in this picture is his smile.
Yeah.
Stunning.
I love that. Sometimes I forget about the smile because I look at the body, but the smile's great too.
Keisha, did you just tell me you always look at the dick? Is that what I just
no,
heard
you're
body.
Things. That's what you're projecting. Maybe that's what you
that would
think
be
about. Okay. No.
All right, I'm projecting the dick. All right, I'll accept that.
It's possible. You can throw the dick, you can drop it off, you can pick it up. There's lots of things you can do with it.
Okay.
I'm marrying The Rock because I have always loved watching him in those tight little trunks. It's just those thighs. I just want to be squeezed by them, you know?
Now I'm curious as you say that because I've always thought this about wrestlers. I virtually, even as beautiful as he is, I almost don't think anyone looks good in trunks like that. Do you? You do? You think that those are attractive?
Because it leaves very little to the imagination.
Oh, and so you're thirsty. That's
always. Always.
All right, and why the Hulk? Why is he Hulk Hogan chopped?
He's like family, you know? I've watched his reality show. I used to watch it all the time, you know, with his wife and Brooke.
Did you watch Brooke Knows Best?
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
No,
VH1 is
I'm thinking less
guilty
of you
pleasure.
now.
Yeah.
Absolutely thinking less. No, Brooke Knows Best. I watched that too.
Loved it. Love you, Brooke.
Right. And also in the West Coast, very close to where Power lives. Speaking of that, Power, who are you going to be shagging? I always joke. I know exactly what Power is going to do, and in my head, I don't want to reveal it, but I know exactly what he's going to do.
All right.
Who are you shagging?
Okay, well, this one's going to be very easy for me because I have been a lifelong, since I was a child, lifelong fan of WWE, before that WWF, so I followed all these characters. So I'm going to be shagging Dwayne "The Rock," and I'm not going to make it a one-night stand. Him and I will be special
regular
friend. Yes, he'll be my special friend.
He's going to be your Tuesday night.
Appointments.
He's going to be my Tuesday night every week. And I am going to marry, for sure, John Cena, but we're going to have an open marriage so I can keep on going back to Dwayne Rock. And I'm going to tell you exactly why I'm going to chop Hulk Hogan. I'm going to chop Hulk Hogan, a.k.a. Terry, whatever his last name is, because he's a Trumpanzee.
He is.
What?
Oh, wow, that changed
He is
my
a
vote.
Trump supporter.
Oh, I don't know her then.
Yeah.
Power, I'm curious because, and I knew you were going to pick The Rock. Of the two, whose body is more beautiful? John Cena.
To me, between
or
The Rock and John Cena.
Yeah.
John Cena. I've had John Cena has been my inspiration for masturbation many a times, and if I had to choose one over the other, I would
Is
not
it
give up.
proportion? I'm curious in terms of how you get there. Is it because of proportion? The Rock is more.
He's too bulky now.
He's like a rock.
He's more bulky. He's
They're
more like a
both
rock.
bulky. I don't know. I don't know. You know, what you're attracted to sexually really comes down to chemical reaction. And for me, I don't know if it's John Cena's smile, his Billy badass wannabe, wigger attitude. I don't know what it is. You know, his like rap, personality. I don't know, but whatever it is, he just does it for me. And I would definitely, if I had to choose, I would have to tell Dwayne Rock to sit down for a while.
For me, it's his smirk.
And watch.
John Cena's smirk is world class, world class. Faye, who are you going to shag?
Well, all my choices changed after Power told me that Trump's the crap. Ass. Anyway, so Hulk is gone, you and your weird self. And John Cena, I'm going to marry John Cena because he just seems like he would be an awesome dad to my dogs. And I want to screw.
By the way, production's going insane that you're working in reverse and that they're trying to fit you in reverse because this game is not chop, marry, shag. It's shag, marry,
Sorry.
chop.
All right, let's start again. Sorry, production.
She always comes from behind.
I'm always backwards. So Shag, I'm going to shag The Rock because I want him to use that eyebrow on me.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh!
Forgotten that.
Like-
That is
That's
really
hot.
cool, isn't it?
For sure. Okay, and I'm going to marry John Cena because, like I said, he looks like he would be a great dad to my dogs, and chopping Hulk because, please, bro.
Yeah.
Please.
Power has poisoned Hulk Hogan. All right. And Chef Josie, you tell us, who are you shagging?
So I'm definitely. All right, fuck it.
Come on. Come on.
I can't stop them.
Yeah, so, all right, I'm just going to go ahead and shag John, okay? I'm going to shag John because he's a white boy who looks like he could just,
Look at
giddy
that
up
smile.
cowboy.
Yeah.
And, if you knew me back in the day, you'd know that well, whatever.
Wow.
But I'm totally marrying The Rock. I mean,
you
hell, we
greedy
have
bitch,
some
you.
Polynesian roots that we share.
that's right, too.
And he could sing "You're Welcome" to me all day long, and he looks like he'd be a cool guy to hang out with. And I mean, he's so big, so that works.
And
for
he's
me.
local. He lives in Davie or Weston.
Yeah, he's
And-
fun. He's
that's
fun.
right. He is local.
And let me tell you, I am going to cut and chop Hulk Hogan. Woo! Woo! All right, or whatever that is.
Oh my God.
I needed to see that today.
Oh
I needed
my
to see that today.
God.
That was awesome.
That was just epic. All right.
Before we move on, I just want to say one thing about. In all seriousness, one thing about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, he is extremely, as an actor, he's extremely talented, surprisingly so. I mean, the roles that he has taken on, I can't remember what the name of the movie is, but I remember when he played this character where he had a full afro and he was playing like this 70s character in this movie. And it was just such a departure from the shoot 'em up, bang 'em up type of roles that he usually plays. I mean, he's just so diverse in his talent, and I will enjoy shagging him.
Yeah. And don't forget Jumanji. I love him
Oh,
in
yeah.
Jumanji. All right, well, that's Shag, Marry, Chop, and it cost a lot of money to get Hulk Hogan to appear here tonight
And get
on
chopped.
our show. And get chopped. Exactly right. All right, before we end our show, we wanted to introduce our sponsor, and that is our pizza sponsor, Jet's Pizza.
Yeah.
The hosts are getting ready to enjoy this delicious pizza. Before we say goodnight, and I'm going to show you something different tonight. Wow, I've opened it correctly. Look at that. Wow.
It's heavy, huh?
See, it is really, really heavy.
By the way, he didn't offer us a piece
It's
yet.
right after we get off the air. Oh, Germans are greedy. I see.
Oh, yes,
Hey, listen,
darling.
I'm
always.
just giving an invitation to Jet's Pizza. Pizza Hut is coming out with a vegan pizza line. Okay,
Awesome.
so Jet's.
Get into it. Get with it, Jets.
Exactly. All right. Well, we're at the end of It's Happening Out, and we want to give all of our hosts an opportunity to say goodnight. And we're going to start in digital land. So, Power Infiniti, we'll start with you.
Well, I mean, I say goodnight every single week to the children, but I mean, this week especially, when I tell you good night, it is a good night indeed. We won, we motherfucking won.
Yeah.
And keep it here, because every single week we are going to be tracking this Looney Tunes attempt to stay in office, but it's going to be one hell of a show. So keep it right here every single Wednesday at 8 o'clock. Right here on It's Happening Now.
Yes. And first-time guest, flown in from where in Germany?
Southwest. Actually, the
Southwest.
smallest state. No one knows it, but it's right next to Frankfurt.
Yeah,
Close to
through Frankfurt. And CC Glitzer.
Thank you so much for having me. Y'all have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for voting for the right person. This comes from an immigrant. I am not allowed to vote, and I am looking forward to live many years more in the United States of America. And I thank everyone from the bottom of my heart to vote for the right person.
Yeah, very nice. And I love to hear that perspective from somebody that is an immigrant. And Keishai Chad, you're up next.
I would like to thank you all for having me again. I would like to thank everyone for watching. Auntie Kamala, I love you so much. You are an inspiration to me. Literally, I am also a child of immigrants. So proud to see somebody who represents so many different groups of people and walks of life in a powerful position. Uncle Joe, love you too. The work has not been solved. We have a long way to go. A lot of conversations need to be had. A lot of things need to be done, but it's one step at a time. I am so grateful. Thank you, America, for voting. Record turnout. Love y'all.
And we are happy that both of you could join us, your first time visiting us at It's Happening Out. And my new friend, Faye, what?
Hey guys, Faye, what? All right, make sure you go on YouTube and subscribe to my channel. What a great day to be gay, right? And, I've been having all this awful material towards Trump for all these years, and now I get good, fun, positive stuff that I want to start doing on my channel. And it's just a great week, and I'm so happy to be here, and I'm loving every single time I get to hang out with all you crazy people.
Absolutely. And to my older friend, Chef Josie.
Hey, good night to my energetic, spiritual hopefuls out there. Tonight is 11/11. It's not only my anniversary, but it's when the portals of the universe open and we all get to set our intention for exactly what is burning in our heart's desire. Tonight, focus and make it happen and bring it to life and manifest it in the new 2021 with a new president, with a new outlook. And we will definitely see you next week. Happy anniversary, my baby Marcy. And see you next week, guys.
You know, Power and I were original hosts, launched on September 20, 2018, right in the middle of the Donald Trump presidency. Power and I, and all of the voices that you hear and see here, we have fought against him for the next 2 years. And it's been a fight and a fight and a fight. That ended on November 3rd when you cast your votes. It got decided when the Electoral College on Saturday crossed 270. And one of the things that I want to continue to ensure and encourage LGBTQ America, fear not. This is now 1 week and 2 days since the election. If there were any smoking guns, we would have heard of it by now. There are no smoking guns. He has lost the election, and Joe Biden is going to be president of the United States on January 20th. There is nothing he can do, so you have every right to celebrate. Because our world, after the last 4 years, we have all lived through, 2.5 of them on It's Happening Out is getting ready to end. That is a reason to celebrate. Remember, America, we are here every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. And we hope you come back to us next Wednesday night, because if it's important to you, it's important at It's Happening Out. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Love you.